We are right here on WCRS this afternoon. Yes, I'm Ann Eller. Yes, we're getting ready for another interview. So I hope you are going to be right with us this afternoon. My very special guest this afternoon is John Jefferson. He is running as a candidate for South Carolina House District 13. And it is great pleasure to welcome him to the show this afternoon. John, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. It's good to sit down and talk. That's, of course, what we are all about, talking. Do we have the radio on? Is the radio on out there? Sounds like the radio's on. Is the radio on? The radio is on. Well, we're going to have to do, we have to stop it in order for us to be able to talk here. So I may have made a mistake. We will wait just a second to see why we are doing this right here. Okay. You're supposed to, I know what we need to do. Hold on, I haven't had to do this in quite a while. Let's see, let's try this. Okay. Execute. Now, do we have silence?
Yes.
We have silence. Okay. All right. So we are right here on the radio this afternoon. I've only made that error in a long, long time. But anyways, I'm Ann Eller this afternoon. My very special guest, as I started to tell you, John Jefferson with us here. He brought two of his fan club with him here this afternoon. He has two children here, so they are sitting out there taking all this in. Penny is in her seat checking everything out, so it's good to be here on the radio. We also are live on Facebook. So let's get started here this afternoon. John Jefferson, you are running as a candidate for South Carolina House District 13.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
That's right. Yeah. And who is John Jefferson? Who is he? You were from 96 now.
Well, from Greenwood, live in 96 for the past 12 years. But just a normal everyday guy. I'm a father, small business owner.
So what kind of business do you have?
So I have a mobile service and repair business for material handling equipment, small earth movers, that type of equipment. But we've got technicians in Anderson and Columbia, trying to grow in the Columbia area, and we service here in Greenwood as well. But mainly in Anderson and Columbia for right now. But
so that's why you're running for office, so you can expand to Columbia?
Hey, whatever helps.
Whatever helps. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I just was wondering. So you were also on the town council over there in 96.
I was. I served 6 years. So my first term was actually a half a term. It was a special election right in the middle of the term. So I did the 2 years. I finished that term out and did a full term afterwards. So my term ended on January 1st. So it just ended.
Well, it's been real interesting over there in 96 on council.
It has. They've got a lot going on at the moment.
Got a lot going on at the moment. Yeah, they kind of do.
They seem to be in the news a little bit.
They seem to be in the news, absolutely. So what? So when you were involved in council, what were you? Were you on a special committee or something?
I was the chair of the finance committee. So we were in charge of the budget each year, and so putting the budget together and making sure we follow the budget. So that was a huge learning experience, being able to put that budget together and learn how to manage it. I really enjoyed learning how to do all that and the process that goes into it.
Now, how often does council meet?
Well, they have a regular meeting once a month, but there's a planning session the Thursday before the regular meetings. Okay. So they meet twice a month unless there's any special meetings called.
Oh, okay. And so I guess that was pretty involved being at all those meetings.
It was, yeah. But it's local, it's right there, and it was a good taste for the political world, even
So
though
you
it's
must have decided you liked it.
I did enjoy it, actually. I enjoy local government. I'm very interested in local government, so I did enjoy that aspect of it, and being involved in what's going on in your own town and what's going on around you.
What made you decide to not run anymore? I mean, to give it up?
I don't know, several reasons, but I mean, I just
Such as?
I feel like my time there had come to an end. I feel like I needed a break from it, that in particular. But
Maybe all the stuff going on over there?
might have had a little bit to do with it.
Yeah.
But that hadn't really popped up yet. But I think just there's different reasons that kind of I felt like I needed to step away for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, he is running for House District 13. You're running actually for the seat that is currently held by Representative John McCravey. Now, why did you decide on that seat?
Well, so that's where I live. So that would be the people I represent. That's my community. So I mean, you have to live in the district that you represent. So
Sure.
So
I mean, you didn't want to go like to Greenwood County Council or some other, or you just decided to make the big step there?
Yeah, I guess just decided to make the big step. Like I said earlier, I feel like it was a win-win situation. If I was able to win the seat, I could get in there and get involved and make a difference. If not, I still feel like it's a win situation where I've learned a lot and I've found multiple ways to get involved in the community in general. And plus,
are you involved in your community over there in 96?
Besides council, that'd probably be it. There's other things I'd probably like to do if I don't make it in here, but that's about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now one of the things that when I was looking at, you have a website, you also have a Facebook page, but you describe yourself as an authentic conservative. Can you help us understand what that means?
Well, I mean, just the authentic conservative values, minimal, no government overreach, less taxes, less spending, Christian values. I feel like that is pretty much in a nutshell describes your conservative values. But I think a big part of it is your government overreach. I don't know that it's.
Do you think South Carolina has government overreach?
It does. I think it does.
From what aspect?
From a federal aspect.
Well, how about from a state aspect? Since we're talking state.
Well, I mean, yeah. I think there are certain, I don't know if I can list specifics, but there are definitely areas where government might reach into personal lives where, I don't think it belongs as much. And a lot of that is taxes and regulations. So,
sure.
But I think making sure that we keep it at bay. So I think when South Carolina is a state where it's not as prevalent as far as the state policies go, but we got to make sure it stays that way.
Well, it's more of a red state than, let's
That's
say,
right.
a blue state.
That's
for
right.
sure. But I just wondered because you're also running as a Republican. So is a Republican an authentic conservative? I mean, how do those two go together?
Well, I think is a broad aspect. I mean, most Republicans would consider themselves conservatives for sure.
Right.
But I don't know that they always show those values when voting on certain policies. Mm-hmm. So it's something I want to make sure an ideal that I hang on to.
So maybe are you saying that sometimes Republicans or leadership have drifted from conservative principles?
I think so, in a way. I think there's some conservatism that's leaving the Republican Party. Government overreach is one of those areas.
What do you mean by government? But what do you mean by government overreach?
I guess influence from the federal perspective is a big part of it. I think, I believe in the 10th Amendment. I think the states should be able to make their own decisions for the most part and for what's best for them and their people.
What did you think about redistricting then? Let me go ahead and ask you that one, because that definitely came down from the federal level. So what did you think about redistricting?
Well, I'm from a Republican standpoint, I'm probably not going to have a popular opinion on it. I didn't agree with it. For that reason, I think it was pushed, at a federal level, with maps drawn up in Washington, D.C. That's a process that takes months and months to accomplish, once, every decade. So having a mid-decade redistricting, especially at the last minute, this close to voting, that was pushed so hard at a federal level, again, by maps that weren't drawn in South Carolina, and it was very rushed. I just didn't feel like it was the right move.
So that would be one of the things that you would think would be overreach.
Right.
Right. I mean, so that's what I was questioning.
Yeah.
So, okay. So if you, so that's overreach. Anything else, or are there is it a state thing or mainly a federal thing where you think the overreach comes from?
Well, I think, mostly a federal thing, but, again, at a state level, just trying to make sure that it doesn't happen. I think, like I said, we're one of the states that it's minimal, but, we do have, areas where we might be taxed more than we should have, or, our gas tax that was passed 9 years ago, we're still paying really high gas taxes. And even during this period where we have high gas prices, they haven't put a temporary suspension on it, and I feel like that would be helpful for the people, even if it's temporary.
Why do you think they didn't do that, just out of curiosity? I mean, that seemed like a win situation to me, but, I mean,
I feel like it would have been too.
And also, I think Donald Trump even talked about doing it on the national level, but it looks like they think they're going to have it wound up here in the next week or so, or whatever. But why do you think the Republican Party here in South Carolina didn't want to do that?
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, and it's, I guess, another reason why I feel like some conservatism is leaving the Republican Party. They constantly preach about lowering taxes and whatnot, but I think that was a good opportunity to show that, and it wasn't taken advantage of. So.
Well, I think one of the things that they're always concerned about is the money coming in, right?
They are, and the budget's an interesting process for sure. But I mean, if they're voting to give themselves raises, which didn't happen, I feel like
which
vote
didn't happen
to give themselves raises.
Yeah, it did.
It hasn't been signed off on. I don't think it passed.
Well, it's because it's part of the budget. It's part of the budget, so the budget has not been signed off on, but they have given themselves raises, yes, for the next term coming in. So if you were to be elected, you would get that the budget increase for legislatures.
Are you asking if I would vote for a salary increase?
Well, I mean, they've already voted on it. I guess the question would be, would you take the salary increase? I mean, that's the question. I mean,
is it an option to deny it?
I think you could, or you could donate it to something. I mean, that is one of the questions that's out there.
Yeah.
I think last year it was voted down because it was done mid-term.
All right.
And so the lawsuit ensued and it did not go through.
Right.
But nevertheless, what other things do you think are problems down there? What other issues would you like to see addressed? You talk about tort reform on your website. Are you talking about liquor liability? Are you talking about just business taxes in general?
Well, in general, overall, but I mean, we saw in the past 4 or 5 years where it heavily affected the restaurant and service industry.
Yeah, we lost a lot.
We lost a lot. People, had to either stop serving alcohol or close altogether, and it affected a lot of small businesses. There was a bill passed recently that addressed some of those for the restaurants, but the bill that was passed didn't address anything for any of the other industries, manufacturing and building and
Well, the
whatnot.
question I think comes down to how do you force an insurance company to lower their rates?
Well, I don't think you force them to lower rates. It's more about regulation because there's unlimited payouts, and it creates high liability prices, and that's what's affecting the small businesses. So I mean, if someone gets sued, there's an unlimited payout. I mean, you could sue someone for $100 million, and they can't say anything about it. So there's no regulation on the payout amount. So and of course you're going to have your ambulance chasing lawyers, and they exploit the system, and that's what's driving those insurance prices so high, just because there is no regulation on it.
Well, I think they do require, the insurance required them to carry $1 million in liability. I know about this as far as the liquor liability.
Right.
And before, they were not required to carry much of anything. And if somebody's life was damaged, lost, or whatever, there was nothing there for them to be able to get. So there does have to be some. It's kind of like driving your car. You have to have certain limits of liability to be able to drive your car, correct?
Oh, yeah. And I agree. I think that businesses should have the insurance because it protects the people, it protects their customers. But again, I don't think there should be unlimited payouts for how much a company or somebody who's suing can go for. Mm-hmm. Again, you can sue somebody for $100 million.
Well, and I think there's a lot of questions that surround that. But the big issue, I think, is is how to get the insurance companies to be a little bit controlled and to show how much money they're making on their books. Because that is one thing the legislatures have never been able to do. They've never been able to get the insurance companies to open their books. They always claim they're not making any money. And then the other problem that we have is then if we don't have insurance companies in this state, then we have another problem, don't we?
Yeah.
Because we don't have people that are willing to write policies.
Right.
So, I mean, it is a complicated policy. It is a complicated thing. But I just was curious whether it was all towards liquor liability or just you're talking insurance. But insurance rates across the board. Look at your car insurance. You can't even count on that to be stable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yes, it's a broad issue, but I think it definitely affects small businesses, and I feel like small businesses, they're very vital to local economies. But when insurance companies are making it hard for them to do business, it affects the whole economy, local economy.
Sure. So as we talk about issues that are your issues, running against an incumbent is never easy. But why did you decide to challenge John McCravey?
Well, I think just to give people an option, of somebody who's an average, everyday guy. I mean, middle class, just a normal guy. So having that perspective in the state house, I think, is needed, where we do have, a lot of lawyers and legislative, and plus, I feel like term limits should be enforced as well. So it's something I'd like to push.
So I just need to ask you a question on term limits. How do you get a bunch of people who are in office to agree to term limits? That's what I want to know.
I guess if you get enough people fussing about it, then you might could make a change. But yeah, that's I think a big issue. This is why it hasn't been done yet.
Any legislature I've ever talked to told me that the people have the ultimate power. They can vote them out of office.
That's true.
And so they didn't see the need for term limits.
But I feel like the odds are always in the favor of the incumbent.
Absolutely.
So, I think term limits would fix that. It's hard to beat an incumbent. You gotta raise a lot of money to beat an incumbent, unless they're just doing a poor job in general.
So you're saying if you're an incumbent, you raise a lot of money because you are an incumbent? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think the odds are already in the incumbent's favor. They're hard to beat. So I think if you're trying to beat an incumbent, then you would have to raise a lot of money to make it happen. And I don't think that's right. I don't feel like you should have to raise that much money or spend that much money to get the attention that you need.
Well, that's kind of the American way, isn't it?
Seems to be.
I mean, he who has the gold has.
It seems to be, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is the way it goes. So why should conservative voters consider a different voice?
Well, I like I said, I want to represent everybody fairly, but I think everybody agrees that we need to make sure that we keep taxes down, and spending is controlled, and we spend responsibly, and again, protecting our rights and our liberty, and keeping the government where they need to be. As far as state and federal, but keeping them at bay, and doing just what they need to do versus
I think
doing
part
more.
of the right, but part of the problem is as an entity grows, such as South Carolina, it keeps growing, right?
Oh yeah.
So there are more things that more people are involved in. So therefore, I guess there is a necessity for more government. Not overreach, but more government to be able to do things.
Right.
But
well, I think local governments should have more say so in what they do. Like again, I believe in the 10th Amendment. And the state should have the power and responsibility to make their own decisions for what's best for them and their constituents, and as well as the counties. I mean, I think the counties should have a little more say so and less overreach as far as what they're able to do. But definitely at state level, I think.
What do you think about property taxes? Property taxes as a topic, particularly property taxes on people's property that have owned a home and they've now lived in it all their lives, or maybe they finally paid it off and they still have to pay property taxes on it.
Yeah, that's hard. It's hard for me to make sense of it. I don't think that we should continue to pay taxes on something that we own. If it's ours, and then it's ours. Continuing to pay taxes on something just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So of course, I'd love to see that go away.
Well, they did up the limits that they are going to allow for it.
Right.
But then again, how does a local government get financed? Property taxes are quite often how they finance their local governments, the county and the cities.
It is, but you're always going to have the buying and selling of property. I mean, it's going to be a continuous thing. Of course, you got your hospitality and accommodation taxes as well. So,
what do you think about doing away with income tax?
I think we should do away with it as well. I mean, I think they're making the right steps with the bill that was just passed for it. So I think they're taking the right steps in that direction. I feel like the bill that was passed, from what I know of it doesn't do as much for the middle class. But like I said, I think it's the right step in the right direction towards eliminating it, or at least minimizing.
Okay. Well, over there in '96, you just got a big boost with Amazon coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. I don't see any negative connotations with bringing that in. I think it's going to bring some jobs and of course the tax benefits the town will see. So I think that's a huge step for them. Right,
and then you also just got that, or it's in the works, that big development over there for housing.
Which one?
It's right as you come in, right off it.
And not going towards 96?
Yes.
Yeah, and growth is good. Sometimes I wonder about the unplanned growth that happens with these tract houses, or these development companies that come in and build a bunch of houses. It's different when an area has to be rezoned, and there's more regulation and there's more conversation with the community, and it's more planned. But if it's zoned as it is and it gets developed, I think that could be hurtful for the community as far as depending on how big it is, but traffic, the roads, schools, hospitals. So I think unplanned development is an issue around here. I think it's something people are talking about, and something we see happening pretty quick. And of course, Greenville blew up and it's making its way to Greenwood, and people are moving here. It's a beautiful place to be.
Right.
But I think we have to be a little more diligent as far as planned growth and planned development.
Well, how do you think the state can help with that? Because you would be in a statewide office.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know on a state level. I'm sure there, I don't have an answer, but I'm sure there's a way at a state level to facilitate that. But again, I think a lot of that responsibility falls towards the local communities, the local municipalities.
Right, your county councils
Right.
and your city councils. All right, so, but infrastructure, unplanned development, those things are things that concern you. Amazon is going to see a big boost over there with 96 with Amazon coming, so that's going to be a big plus for 96. Do you think that 96 has been abandoned over there for many years?
I don't think so. I don't think it's been
No?
abandoned.
No?
No. I
Okay.
think it's still got a heart, vibrant community that cares about 96. There's definitely those people that care about their community over there, and want to see it flourish. And people are scared of growth. And again, it's one of those things. I don't know how much more 96 can grow, but there's definitely room for small businesses. And I think 96 would love to see it. So I don't think it's dying or fizzling out. I think it's quite the opposite. I think it's slowly coming back around. And
Slowly coming back around.
coming
Well,
back
of course,
around.
it was a mill town, right? It
That's
was a
right.
mill town, and
Yeah.
then the mills went away, and of course, it's been a good long time
Right.
in finding something that would come this way. I think it is terrific that Amazon is coming there. A big question has been about data centers, though. How do you feel about these data centers? Everybody's talking about data centers.
Yeah, everything that I'm reading and seeing, I'm not a fan. I would definitely be opposed to any in our area. I think it's still a very new thing, and they're figuring out the effects of it to the communities around them where they're building them. So
96 looks like a perfect place. You got lots of land over there. Man, you could put one over there, no problem.
well, I would not be behind it. I would be opposed.
You would be
Yeah, I would
opposed
be
to it?
opposed.
Yeah.
I'd be out there holding signs
Okay, all right, okay.
with the rest of them, because I don't think anybody else in the area would want that.
Last night in the debate, there was the governor's debate. There was a lot of question about who was for what. So if we were doing a thing on data centers, would you say a moratorium or hell no in South Carolina? Where would you be at?
A hard no.
A hard no? Okay, hard no.
Unless they figure out different ways to do it, but I just don't see how it helps the communities around it. It's hurting. So unless they figure out cleaner ways to do that, it's just not time.
Well, I think the power and the noise and the use of the water and everything.
Yeah.
And at most places, in Spartanburg, they actually defeated one and sent it packing. But it's an interesting question, and it's everywhere. Everybody is discussing this.
It is.
So that's another interesting part. Well, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back. We are with John Jefferson. He is a candidate for District 13. And if you have a question or a comment, 864-332-9355. That's 864-332-9355. We will be right back. You can also, we're live on Facebook. If you'd like to see us on Facebook there, we'd love for you to join us and make a comment here this afternoon. So this is WCRS. We will be right back.
Hi, this is Mark Murph with Gunnels Marine, inviting you to our in-water boat show Friday, May 29th and Saturday, May 30th at Grand Harbor Marina N96. Come step aboard the newest models of Godfrey and Harris pontoons, explore premium features, and even take a ride on the water. We'll also have water sports gear and accessories to get your family ready for the summer on Lake Greenwood. Special event pricing, manufacturer incentives, and financing opportunities available during the show. May 29th and 30th, 10 a.m., open to the public. Stop by, step aboard, and let the summer begin with Gunnels Marine.
Hi, I'm John McCravey. I ran for office to serve our community and stand for the values that we believe in. In Columbia, I've worked to protect taxpayers by standing against wasteful spending while fighting for local priorities that matter right here at home. From protecting Lake Greenwood to helping constituents with state government, I'm committed to doing the job the right way. If you need me, you can call me directly at 864-396-3110. I'm John McCravey, and I paid for this message, not special interests, not PACs.
Hello, this is Lisa with Greenwood Performing Arts. It's a blast, a beach blast. Join Greenwood Performing Arts in collaboration with the City of Greenwood for the Beach Blast featuring the legendary Swinging Medallions and special guest Rhonda McDaniel on Thursday, June the 4th at the Uptown Market. Gates will open at 5 o'clock with performances from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Dance the night away with your favorite beach classics, food trucks, snow cones, and more. Come kick off the South Carolina Festival of Flowers with sand in your shoes and music in your soul. And special thanks to our season sponsor, Lakeland's Plastic Surgery, and our event sponsors, First Citizens Bank, Deals Heating and Cooling, and the County Bank. Tickets and details available now at greenwoodperformingarts.org. Don't miss the Beach Blast on June the 4th at the Uptown Market. I'll be there in my beach chair. How about you?
Hi, this is Brantley with Greenwood Chick-fil-A. Nominate your office, teachers, church group, or team for breakfast for a bunch with WCRS. We love surprising and delighting our Greenwood community. Call or text 864-332-9355. It would be our pleasure. Call or text 864-332-9355 for breakfast for a bunch with WCRS.
Oh, that's right. We're right back here, WCRS Radio. Our very special guest this afternoon is John Jefferson. He is running for District 13 House of Representatives, and he's putting his name in the hat. He told me before we came on the air that this was a learning experience for him. I can expect for anybody it would be a learning experience. Now, we have had some questions come in. Are you okay with answering some questions?
Sure.
Sure? Okay. Let's get it set up here. This gentleman says, I have 3 questions for Mr. Jefferson. Do you believe in physical accompaniment to the public? Do you believe in physical accompaniment to the public? I'm not sure I know what that one means. Do you want to tackle that one? Maybe it's misspelled or something. But that's one question. Number 2, let's actually do number 2. Is it true you only made 4 meetings in 2024 when you served on the 96 Town Council?
I don't know how many meetings I made, but I believe it'd be more than 4.
Okay, all right.
That was 2024.
2024.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many I made.
Okay, all right, and let's see, number 3. Do you get paid by, I guess the question is, do you get paid for just being on your council, or do you have to be at a meeting to get paid for for a council? Because the question is, do you receive pay for your absences, or did you pay the town back absence wages back to the town?
No, I believe it's just salary, so it's not according to how many
It's not
meetings
according
you
to how
make.
many. Okay.
I want to say there were some ordinances that that would fine you for missing.
Right.
But no, I mean, $100 a month. I mean, I don't mind giving it back if I missed a meeting.
Okay. All right.
But
okay.
I see where he's coming from, and I agree. You know, if I'm not there doing the job, then taxpayers shouldn't be paying for it. So.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that was that one. And if you want to contact me again, I'm not sure we understand. I have 3 questions. 1, do you believe in physical accompaniment to the public? I'm not sure I understand that question.
Physical
accompaniment to the public. I'm not sure I understand that one. So if you want to text me back on that one, love to be able to put that question up there. We are live on Facebook. If you'd like to make a comment on Facebook, 864-332 9355 is also our text line, so you can use that one too. I tell you what, I got all this going on here, and I'm steadily looking at everything. So if you've got a question or a comment, okay. Well, we got some other questions here. Okay, I do not understand that one, but that's one. Let's see. Let's go and catch a couple of others while we have a second. Okay, this is another question that just came in, and this this kind of goes to a question you just there were 3 billboards that just went up here in Greenwood.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it touts you as being a small businessman's friend, right?
Right.
And then there is a pact that is doing this. And the question is, do you have any relationship with any of these pacts? Do you support the legalization of recreational marijuana? Why or why not? And South Carolina Healthy Alternatives, I believe, is the group that did this, put those billboards up.
No, that was a surprise to me as well. So no, I didn't know they were going up. But as far as I don't support legalization of recreational use. But I do see benefits from medicinal alternatives. I'm very close with several people who have dealt with neuropathy and recovering from cancer treatments. Who have benefited from like CBD and stuff like that. So I do see the medicinal firsthand. So I think the industry itself could be a benefit to the state in a way. Like I said, I don't think we should just go and legalize recreational use. I don't think that's the right direction to go. And I think a big concern for people is the availability of like the drinks and whatnot. And gas stations and stuff like that. So I think there should be...
Where do you stand on that issue? Because that is a big issue with kids and gas stations,
etc. Yeah, I don't know that gas stations and grocery stores are necessarily the places for them to be. They're the tobacco stores and the and liquor stores maybe, but I could see where it could get confused with an energy drink or something like that. So I think there are some regulation that needs to be behind it. But I think overall it could be, if done the right way, it could be a good thing for the state as far as, the industry itself from a farming standpoint and from a medicinal standpoint.
Well, I think hemp has been approved in our state, and
right.
There are X amount of people that have licenses to grow hemp and everything. Mm-hmm. I think what I have understood, it's the THC that is the problem, and that these energy drinks have this THC in them.
Right.
And so that's I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Well, again, if it's sold in the right places, I don't see as much of a problem. I think that it's less harmful than alcohol, and alcohol is just as accessible. I think alcohol it can be very dangerous. So, I don't know that it's as big of an issue as what some are making it out to be. Like I said, I don't know that it should just be sitting in grocery stores and gas stations, but being able to get it at appropriate locations. Again, I don't know that I see a big issue with that. I think that should be.
So you think it should be like in the liquor stores, or?
Yeah, liquor stores, and again, you got the smoke shops or the tobacco shops, and I think places like that where it might be more appropriately sold. But I think that's an individual's choice. If that's what they want to do. I mean, if you're able to sit there and buy hard liquor, I don't I don't see why the alternative is such a bad thing.
Okay. What about the South Carolina Healthy Alternatives? How did they get involved with you? I guess if you don't think you're not involved with them, how did they get involved with you?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess they decided they wanted to support me, but I haven't done anything with them. So like I said, it was as much a surprise to me. But if they want to put signs and help support it, that's fine. But they had reached out to me, and I told them to send me some information because it's something that I want to educate myself on before I really, just like any other topic.
Sure.
I want to educate myself before I give an opinion. So I told him to send me some information, but I didn't fill any questionnaires or anything for him. So I was surprised to see him go up as well.
Well, I guess my question, and then they put, what did they put? What did they put? A friend to small business, or a small business proven champion of South Carolina's small business.
Yeah.
How'd you get that title?
I don't know. Well, I do want to support small business across the board. I mean, that's why
right.
I'm pushing for tort reform so hard. So, I mean, I think small businesses are, they do they're vital to
they are necessary.
Local economies. So,
yeah.
I'll take the title.
You'll take the title?
I'll champion for the small businesses.
Give me $5 for the title, right? Okay, I got it. All right. Let's see. We've got some more questions coming in. You're a hot topic here this afternoon, John Jefferson. So there you go. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull this one up. The South Carolina Healthy Alternatives Association has paid for your billboard and is a lobbyist for the hemp industry, including the THC drinks. What connection do you have to them? I think you've kind of answered that. You're telling us you don't have any connection to them. No. Okay. And why would they be interested in opposing one of the most conservative members of the state legislature, John McCravey? Any idea there?
Opposing him?
Right.
Well, I think he's very much against that industry as a whole. Mm-hmm. So I could see why, because he has definitely spoken out his opinion against it. So, I mean, I would assume that would be why. So if that's the way they want to go, again, my feelings aren't as strong as his, and I guess some people might consider me not as conservative because of it. But
well, wait a minute. We got to go back to the authentic conservative now.
Well, I think I think, well, I guess that would be, there are some topics I lean libertarian on, but I consider myself conservative. But again, I think people should have a choice, and their freedom and their liberty. And it's one of those areas where if it's not necessarily hurting other people, I don't know how the government can reach into their lives in that area. Again, if you've got the choice to go buy a bottle of liquor, I mean, I think there's alternatives there that are safer as a whole. So that's their choice.
Right.
They should be able to make that choice themselves.
All right. Let's see. My name is Frank, and I wanted to ask Mr. Jefferson, I live in 96. I wanted to ask, does he have the macho to go down there and fight in Colombia? Does he have the macho to go there and do that? I'm listening to him talking, and I'm waiting to hear some ideas of his. Does he have any ideas?
Well, the macho, yeah, I don't know. I think a bigger point to make would be to make and keep good relationships. I think relationships in Colombia are, detrimental to being able to get anything done, whether it's with your own party or not.
Are needed, not detrimental, right?
Well, you needed.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Misspoke, but yes, it's huge to to be able to keep good relationships
Have
with
you
people.
been down there to Columbia?
I haven't, not in the State House.
Not in the State House?
Well, not in the
No, you
chambers.
haven't gone
no.
down and checked them out and
I haven't.
see what you thought?
I haven't. I'd love to.
Yeah, well, you should go down there.
Yeah, I need to.
See the battles.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, see the daggers coming out.
I watch it, but I haven't been there in person.
Yeah. Okay, you watch it.
I do.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's almost as good. Yeah. All right. Let's see. We got any other calls coming in here? Let's see. Have you already answered this one? Yes, we've already answered this one. I don't think they've called us back and given us what that meant. Physical accountability. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to that question then. Physical accountability.
Fiscal responsibility, fiscal accountability.
Yes, I guess that's
absolutely.
right.
I mean, well, that.
Do you believe in fiscal accountability?
Absolutely. That's
to the public. To the public, yes.
Yes, that's part of the job as a representative, especially as a conservative, from a conservative standpoint, making sure we're spending responsibly and making sure the tax money that is received is being spent in the right way, that benefits everybody. So, yeah, I definitely believe in fiscal responsibility and making sure that's a goal for us as a state.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that I have noticed down there in Columbia, the budget keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we keep giving them more and more money down there, but the budget keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Right.
What type of things would you like to see cut? What if you were sitting down there and you'd say we could cut this out or we could cut that out? If you got any thoughts on that or things you'd like to visit and say, is this really necessary?
Oh, that's a great question. Specifics, it's hard to say.
Well, have you ever gotten mad at them down there, the way they're spending your money and saying, come on now, can't you do better on this? I mean.
Right, yeah, definitely. Again, we're paying huge gas taxes. We're paying huge taxes at the pumps, and our roads still look the way they do. I mean, that's definitely one area that everybody sees constantly. It's wondering how it's spent and making sure that it's spent the right way. But if we pay those taxes towards our roads and nothing's getting done, I mean, I think it needs to be addressed. But then there was the bill that was passed recently, the modernization bill that does address how quickly some things get done. So they're taking steps, and I think they're listening to the constituents in that area. But yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of areas that we could cut back on, but I don't know that I could give you specifics off the top of my head.
I just wondered if, like, the school systems, this system, that system.
No, I mean, I think, honestly, the school systems, I think teachers need to get paid more. I think first responders probably need to be paid more. I don't think those two are paid enough for what they do. And I would be behind that, so.
Do you think we should have, though, accountability? I mean, I have a big problem with accountability in our state. How is it justified that the money that is spent is actually going where it needs to go?
Well, I think transparency, that's where transparency comes in.
Right.
And letting us know exactly where it's going. I think that's one of the big issues is, we push for transparency, but I don't think it's all the way there. And that's local, that's statewide, and of course, federally. We have no idea where those tax monies are going, but transparency, I think, would play into the accountability. Well, if you know where it's going and have a better idea.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm not wild about that answer, but what the heck. Okay. Now, we talked a little bit about tort reform when we started this conversation. Have you had any conversations with John McCravey about tort reform or how it could be?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever met John McCravey?
Don't think so. If I have, it was a long time ago, but I don't believe we've met.
Okay. Oh. So that's just another question that came in here. And, one of the questions that's come in, since you've talked about term limits, will you term limit yourself if you are elected to office?
Oh, absolutely. I really don't consider myself a politician, and I definitely don't want to make a career out of it. So, if I make it in and I'm not able to make a change on term limits, I wouldn't be there for more than 8 years.
You would not be there more than 8 years.
Right.
So
No
in
more
the
than
House, that would be four terms.
Right.
4 terms.
Yeah. So no, I wouldn't do more than 4 terms. I'm definitely not trying to make a career out of it. I don't think we should have people making a career out of it.
Okay. All right. Well, these are some of the issues that are out there. John, we are talking here with John Jefferson. He is running for District 13 in the House of Representatives. I would like to give you a couple of minutes to tell the folks why they should vote for you.
Well, I would love a chance to represent our community and make changes. I believe that I'm a good ear, and I think we need more people who listen to our constituents and do what's right for everyone. I'm going to champion for the small businesses.
Right, yes.
But I think the small businesses are very important, and it's something I want to focus on. And
what would you do for small businesses?
Well, there are issues with I guess legislation around tax, but I mean, tort reform is a big deal. And I think that's a way we could help them out. And again, we saw that with the restaurants, which the restaurants got help, but it hurt them for a while and closed a lot of people down. But small businesses in general and other areas, professions, they need help in that area because these runaway liability prices are you're killing some people. So it affects them. I think that's a huge way we could help small businesses that's not getting addressed the way it needs to.
Okay. Any other issues that I interrupted your spiel here? I'm sorry.
Again, working with our community, unplanned development, making sure that development's not the rapid development isn't going unplanned, and it's we're able to grow along beside it. Just to have an opportunity to serve and to be a voice for the people.
What would you like people to remember about John Jefferson from this afternoon's discussion?
That's a good question.
Penny is sitting right here looking directly at you.
Just that I care. I mean, again, if this doesn't work out and I don't win this election, I know it's a strong possibility, but either way, I want to get involved and I want to be able to serve my community one way or another. And I'll continue to work towards that, even if this doesn't happen. But again, I'm able to get my name out there, and 2 years down the road, if I see it as an option, I'll be here and I'll know how to approach it a little more effective way. But even if not, being able to get involved and figuring out all the different ways you can get involved and help your community.
Well, everybody should be involved.
I think so too.
Everybody should be involved in making sure that our future is bright.
I think so too. And even I've said that about the town council position to a couple of different people. I think most people should give that a shot, because then you get to see what goes into those types of decisions, and you get to be fussed at for a while.
Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy being on council?
I did enjoy it. I enjoy that aspect. I like the aspect of local government and being able to have a say and represent my community. I did enjoy it very much.
You did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are here with John Jefferson. As I said, he is a candidate. How has, since we have a couple of minutes, have you knocked on doors, or how have you been meeting people?
I have. I have done a little bit of canvassing, knocked on some doors, and handing out some flyers. I've been able to speak to a few groups and meeting with certain people and doing some luncheons and whatnot. Again, it's been a huge learning
Have you had to kiss any babies?
I haven't kissed any babies yet. Nobody's handed me their baby yet.
Okay, all right.
It's not over yet. So
it's not over
who
yet.
knows?
It's not over yet. Okay.
But I've met a lot of great people just through this experience of campaigning, which has been great. So I've enjoyed that aspect.
Okay, and Now, if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, how would they get in contact with you?
Well, I've got my email, which is jeffersonforhouse@gmail.com, and my cell, which I don't know if it was on my filing paperwork or not, but it's 864-910-1043. And people can get in touch with me and ask me questions and tell me what they think. Again, going into it, I don't think that I need to vote or make decisions based on purely how I feel. I think how I feel in my
that could be dangerous.
It
yes,
can be, but
dangerous,
you still gotta listen to people, and you still even most importantly, when your views don't align. I think getting different perspectives is a huge deal.
Absolutely.
I mean, if we stay in an echo chamber, I think this could be very dangerous. So getting opinions of people who you don't agree with is important.
Exactly.
So,
how do you feel about one of the big issues for the Republican Party has been closing the primaries? Do you have any thoughts about that? That's another question that came in, I just found here. You've been quite popular this afternoon.
Closing primaries.
So that only Republicans can vote in a primary and only Democrats vote in a Democratic.
I can see where that can become an issue. I'm not sure the answer to that as far as the best way to approach it. I mean, I guess, you'd have to have on your registration whether you're going to vote Democrat or Republican, but I don't know. That was tough because, I mean, you will have people that try to influence or sway primaries if they aren't even going to vote for that
candidate
right. anyways. So yeah, it's an interesting topic, and I don't know that I'm informed enough to make a call in that area. Because I don't know how changing it would affect voting as well. But I think
the biggest thing that Republicans feel is that if it was only Republicans voting for the candidate, then the candidate that they are getting ready to put up, rather than having it be influenced by Democrats, I believe is where they're coming from on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if there's not a Democratic primary,
right?
Like this instance here, where we have one Democratic candidate. Has nobody run against him in the primary. So, yeah, it could become an issue. But again, I don't know the fix.
You don't know the fix?
I don't know the fix.
Okay, the fix is not in. That's what we learned here today with John Jefferson. Well, John, tell people again your telephone number if they want to reach out to you.
864-910-1043.
Okay. And your website?
Jeffersonforhouse.com.
Jeffersonforhouse.com.
Yeah.
You can look that up there. You can also give him a call. And, of course, this interview will be posted on our Facebook page for the next 30 days. And then it'll be up on our website before then. In the next couple of days, it'll be on our website, WCRS1450am.net. Lots of things going on. It's been great to have John Jefferson here today. He bills himself as an authentic conservative. I've not heard that used before, so I am, I'm interested in that. And again, I believe you said you have no relationship with SC Healthy Alternatives. Is that correct?
I don't. No.
But you said they sent you a list of a questionnaire or something?
I believe they emailed me some information. They did reach out via phone, which was a short conversation. But I haven't sent them any how I feel one way or the other. So again, just see the billboards pop up with having them pay for it because someone told me about it. I was like, well, I wonder who paid for it. I guess I didn't.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have any association with them.
Okay. All right. Well, John Jefferson, we wish you all the best. It is coming down to the wire, right? It's coming down to the wire. Next Tuesday will be the final day of voting. Early voting is going on right now. It's going on at the library here in Greenwood and at the Center, the
Visitor Center, 96.
Visitor Center
Yep.
in 96. So if you'd like to early vote, go ahead, get it over with, get it done. But vote is the important thing to do. I really appreciate you coming in today, and we wish you all the best, John Jefferson.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. And what do you have to say, Penny? I think it's time for dinner. That's what Penny says. So that's going to do it for us here today. Again, John, say goodbye to everybody. And if there's any last things you'd like to say, you are welcome to say it.
No, I think that's it. I appreciate you having me and giving me the opportunity to tell you what I'm about.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for us. We're going to drop the curtain. We are going to start the music. And that'll do it for us. I'll be back in the morning right here on WCRS Radio. Bye-bye, everybody.